In this tutorial, we're just going to complete and assemble the first side of our Warren truss and put our horizontal members in as well.
So what we're going to do is hide these end pieces here. And we don't need these pieces as well. So what we're going to do is just hide them. So remember, you can just select all of them by left clicking and then right click hide. So we're going to use this and we're going to copy this, and that's going to become our top part of our bridge. So highlight, Control C, click off it, and then I'm just going to move my mouse up in this direction, Control V. Okay, so what we're going to do then is just unhide everything in a minute, but first we're just going to rotate. So if we highlight our component of our bridge, now we just need to flip this upside down really. So the easiest way would just go to the front view so you can see this, and we're just going to go to 180 degrees, and that is directly. Now where this one has not flipped, let's just have a look. And that happens to you, no problem. We just easy fix. We'll grab that one, have a look to see if there is any joints that are broken, which there isn't. So meaning that this piece probably isn't actually attached to anything. No. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the same with that, and we're actually going to fix it now. So nice and simple. Click this piece. We want to flip it upside down, so 180 degrees, and then we're just going to put a fasten mate on one of these pins. And as we know, remember, we need to offset it, and because it's in this one we need to go double that, so it's offset by 6. So -6 if it's going the wrong way. Solve and then tick. So as you can see, we've just flipped that around, we've fixed it all up. And now we need to unhide our other components of our bridge. So right click, show all instances, and that'll actually just bring up everything without all those mate indicators and connectors. So now we can basically highlight this top part of the bridge, and we're going to get it roughly where we want it. So you can just grab it, and we can then grab the actual object, and it's going to sit roughly here. So now we are just going to be connecting our members to our respective rivets. So as you can probably tell, these outside members are no longer needed. We can just delete them, and then we can start joining this. Now it's the same joint, so it's a revolute joint or a revolute mate. So click that, click this. I'll zoom in a little bit so it's easier to see. Now remember, we offset it by 3, and that's on our right side, as you can tell, and we're just going to go solve. Alright, so before we go any further, we don't want to connect these other ones just yet. We actually need to put some constraints in. So what a constraint will do is it means it's a rule, so the joints won't be able to break that. So what we're going to look at is this one up here, parallel mate. So we want to actually put a parallel mate in between a few of our objects, otherwise the entire thing is just going to twist up on us. So an example of that is if I just go ahead, that's what it would do if I didn't actually put a parallel mate on. So we know that this piece here is fixed. So first thing is we're going to actually click parallel mate, and it's just surfaces. So we have a look here, and we're going to put on parallel mate between this surface, rotate, and then onto this surface. Now remember, just hit solve, and it'll keep all the existing mates in check, and then tick. Our next parallel mate will be between the top. So that means these ones are staying where they are. Now it is the top surface. So if we rotate underneath, click this surface just here on that gusset, and then the opposite side will be the top of this, just like that. When you click solve, just stays back in its original position, tick. So this means when we actually click and rotate this, everything stays where it should be. So you can sort of see that our gusset 1 is parallel to that, and these gussets here haven't twisted on us. So we need to go and apply that mate to each of these gussets, that parallel mate, and then we can also attach all of our resting members. So I'm just going to connect this member over here, so using our Revolute mate. Now it's offset again, so 3, -3, solve, and tick. Now as you can see, that's our first component of our truss. So there's our Warren truss shape, which is an equilateral triangle. So it's nice and simple. We're just going to go and complete the rest of these. So we can attach those parallel mates and then all of our revolutes. So parallel mate, doesn't matter what order or where you place them, we're just getting this approximate at the moment, but I'm just going to do on the inside faces of our gussets to begin with. So that's one, solve, tick, and then another. Now you not necessarily have to go on every single gusset and every single piece. The two end ones should be able to pull everything in line, but just for the sake of it, I'm going to put them on. Alright, so then we just need to put the parallel mate with our top gusset here. So that face. So when it highlights yellow, that means it's selected. I'm going to zoom out, rotate. You just got to use your camera angles to get into better positions. So if you can't, if you've just done what I've done and I've rotated too much, you can just go back and click one of these. It's nice and easy to just reset. Remember, you need to hit solve and then the tick button. And then the last one is this centerpiece. Solve in a second. Alright, so that's all of our parallel mates that we need at the moment. So now we can just assemble the rest of the revolutes. So get a revolute, and we are going to be using this one over here, offset it, -3, we're going to solve that, tick, and so on. Let's do the rest. So there we have basically one half of our Warren truss. Last step is we need to duplicate this entire side and flip it on the other.